Hi, Nathan back again. We're still here in the Chaosium booth on day 2 of GenCon. We're here talking with Daria about Horror on the Orient Express. How
The
you doing?
board game. This
The
is
board
very important part of the title.
Yeah, the board game. So tell us about what was the whole idea behind this board game.
Yeah, so as maybe you know, Chaosium started as a board game company. We
Yep.
did in the past a few of these, and this is our way to go back to doing board games. And we pick Orient Express and Call of Cthulu because of 2 reasons. Like Call of Cthulhu is our biggest line,
Yep.
and we think that many people love Cthulhu mythos in general. So this would be very great comeback for us, Chaosium, as a board game publisher. And Orient Express, Horror on the Orient Express, is our biggest, most iconic campaign that people love and cherish from over like really, really long time. So combination of trains and Call of Cthulhu, it's a perfect combination, and it's like would be waste not to use it with our board game.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition out there in the Cthulhu mythos
Yeah.
space in board games. So your thinking is that because you guys have such a strong Cthulhu tie-in with the RPG that this will help you bring in those customers?
Yes, we are using our experience with role-playing game to create the game that is not only about fighting monsters on a train.
Right.
We have a lot of stuff that coming from the RPG itself. So
Okay.
we have character development. We have some stuff that you can do during the game, like talk with people. We have NPCs. We have full collaboration. So if you think about this game, it's like combination of Battlestar Galactica and Arkham Horror, so my 2 favorite games. So maybe that's an indication why I love it so much. So we can do many stuff that we know from Call of Cthulhu RPG, but also many stuff that people love in Cthulhu games in general.
So what are kind of the core mechanics behind playing the game?
Core mechanics. So there are many different stuff you can do. Of course, we fight monsters, but my favorite one is about talking with NPCs, because we have NPCs, we have suspects, because there is some really strange ritual going on, because we are traveling through Dreamlands and we try to escape. And we need to find cultists. So the base mechanics of the game is to finding cultists, and we need to discover clues about the people we are traveling with. Not the other character, the player, people playing, but NPCs in the game. So this is fully cooperative game.
Okay,
So
good to
that's
know.
very important thing to mention about us, is that we didn't want to do the game in Call of Cthulhu theme when you need to fight with each other, because it's not the idea we have for Call of Cthulhu RPG. There is always like the collaboration between players.
Okay.
So you talk with people. There is a push your luck mechanism for talking with NPCs, and if you push it too far, they may not give you any clues about characters. So you need to be very careful, and you need to be very good talking person. No, it's like you don't need to talk, of course, as a player, but there's mechanics that represent a bit of interrogation about possible cultists. So we also have very nice mechanics of curtains on the train, and Count Fenalik creeping behind them, trying to kill our fellow passengers, and we want to prevent that. So there's many things going on, many things that can end the game.
Okay.
And you need to work together closely with each other, like with other players, to win the game. Because if you are trying to do everything by yourself, you will not do it, and you will not save the world.
Well, we all want to save the world, don't
Yes.
we? And how many players?
So the game is from 1 to 4 players.
Okay.
So there will be, of course, solo mode for this game.
Solo mode, okay.
Yeah, like we are still figuring it out, because you play against the game. So this is not a Euro game, so you don't need a competitor.
Right.
So the game itself, it's even if you play with 2 or 4 people, you play against the game, not against each other.
Okay.
So there will be, maybe we are still figuring out the solo mode, but we still have some time to do it. But definitely there will be an option to play this game by yourself in a really great way.
So when do you think this will be released?
Yes, so our plan is to go for the Kickstarter early next year. Around right now there is a March, like what we think about, and
Okay.
probably it will stay like this, maybe beginning of April, but early next year. And we plan to fulfill the game 2025, also around March, April, the same, like 1 year after the campaign.
Okay. So what about replayability? Are there different versions of the game? Like how many times do you think you can?
Like you can play many times because, for example, like the clues of who is the cultist and who is not in the game are distributed randomly.
Okay.
So every time you have between 1 and 5 cultists you need to find. So you never know how many of them are they. We are also working on expansions that will create the campaign feel of the game. What is really important in this game, it's almost spoilers free for people who played Horror on the Orient Express campaign who didn't play it yet. So this game is taking like a detour because we are going through Dreamland, so we could create something additional to the Horror on the Orient Express RPG campaign. But we plan to do expansion that is full of spoilers. So if you already played the game, you will have a campaign expansion that will let you relive some of the things that you played in RPG. But the setup, like it's as I said, it's like Battlestar Galactica and Arkham Horror. So there is some random components when you set up the game. So they make it really great at replayability.
Okay.
And what I said, it's like spoiler free. So there is only 2 things that you will learn about the full Horror campaign. So if you haven't played the full campaign with your RPG group, you still can do it after playing board game.
Beautiful. Anything else you think we should know about before we wrap up and show some footage?
We have really great designers. One is Michał Gołębiewski. He already did a few games for example, Lucky Duck Games. You can see him right now presenting the game. And the other author is Adam Kwapiński. He's very well known for doing thematic games like Nemesis, Frostpunk, and some games with Asmodee right now. So you will have. We wanted to make sure that the game is about Horror on the Orient Express, not about anything else. So this is very heavy with the theme game. So if you like adventures like that, this will be a game for you.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I hope you have a great show.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Enjoy.